Good morning, seventh graders. I am outside because my son is taking a nap and I've got to make sure he doesn't wake up. So sorry about that. Before we went on spring break, we left off with doing activity B from chapter 18, the chapter about ancient Roman religion and the belief in the gods and goddesses. So far, what I've seen, you guys have been doing a really great job of answering the questions. I know it was tough. I had made a video for it, and for whatever reason, YouTube didn't like that. So I'll be really lenient with you guys with regard to activity B. Rather than trying to belabor that and upload all over again, I just want to move on because enough of you guys did turn something in that was really, really good. So our objective today with our video is to work on activity C, and then we'll move on to the story, which begins on page 270, and then we're going to move on to activity D. Activity D is going to be a couple of questions longer than activity B. So since it's a lot of work to do and you'll have to kind of follow along with the video in order to make sure that you get it right, I'm going to give you guys until Friday to complete it. So today's Wednesday. You guys are going to have this due on Friday. All right. So first for activity C, we're on page 269. And you see 8 symbols for the different gods and goddesses. Now, by and large, if you look back at the vocab section on page 264, you're going to see embedded in these pictures all sorts of different symbols. Every single time you are going to see some kind of symbol attached to the image of the god or goddess, right? Very rarely you're going to see them featured all by themselves. So honestly, if you just cross-reference between the picture that's being shown to you in activity C and then go back to the vocabulary section, you should be able to figure it out. For example, before I go into it, obviously those of you guys who are well versed in ancient Roman mythology, for example, if you were a huge Percy Jackson nerd at one point in your life, a lot of these will be really easy. If not though, don't worry. So, activity C, number 1. I see a picture of a peacock. So, obviously, if I look back on the vocab section, who is it that has a peacock? Oh look, that would be Juno. So for number 1 of activity C, I would just write Juno, which is spelled I, U with a macron, N-O. Number 2, I see some heads of grain. So if I look back on the vocab section, who is it that has the grain? Oh look, on page 265, right there, I see Ceres has the grain. So I would write Ceres, which is spelled C-E-R-E with a macron, S. We'll keep going. Number 3, there's an eagle. One of the gods has the symbol of an eagle. The picture of this is a little bit more obscure, but if we look closely, note that is not his shoulder. That right there is an eagle. Who was that? Jupiter. So for number 3, I would write Jupiter. Jupiter is spelled I-U-P-P-I-T-E-R. Jupiter. Number 4, a winged sandal. That's what I see in that picture. The winged sandal is very, very famous. It's a great symbol for the messenger of the gods. So he's technically not a god, but who is the messenger of the gods? That was Mercurius. Indeed, when you look at the symbol for Mercurius, you see the winged sandals. Mercurius is spelled Mercurius. Next, for number 5, we see a trident. If we look back on the vocab section, who is it that has the trident? That's right, that would be Neptunus. As you can see, Neptunus is spelled Neptu with a macron, Nus. Neptunus being the god of the sea. Number 6, we see a symbol of a harp. So, we look back on our vocab section, and who is it that has the harp? Oh look, we've got Apollo, which is spelled Apollo with a macron. Apollo has the lyre, or the harp. The lyre is like a handheld harp. A real harp is gigantic. You have to have a wheel and like a cart to push it. All right. Number 7 is a picture of an anvil. An anvil is a really heavy, large piece of hardened iron upon which an iron worker is going to smack and hammer down on some hot iron to shape it. By now, those of you who know Roman mythology are like, duh. But for those of us who aren't, we turn to the last page of the vocabulary section. Who is it that has the anvil? Oops. Right there is Vulcanus. Vulcanus is spelled V-U-L-C, A with a macron, N-U-S. And last but not least, we have a picture of an owl. Bubel is the Latin word for owl, and if you recall from the story, there was an explanation about who is symbolized by Bubel, or the owl. Owls are a symbol of wisdom, so if we look and think about who was the goddess of strategy, right, that would be Minerva, and strategy involves lots of wisdom. On her hand indeed rests an owl. So Minerva is spelled Minerva. So I'm going to go ahead and hit stop now and wrap up this video. If you need to go back and replay some of it, you are free to do so. Obviously, you need to write these things down and then take a picture and then upload it to this section for activity C. I'm going to be making a video to go over the story and then the questions in activity B right now.